looking good. Do you want to start a compost pile or a worm farm, but you're not quite ready to outlay the cost on the actual equipment? Well, stick around because I'm going to show you how to do both for free in your own backyard. Now, starting a compost pile or a worm farm isn't difficult. In fact, you can start them with vegetable scraps from your own kitchen, some shredded paper, some cardboard, an egg carton. Anything along those lines is a great way to start your compost pile. Now, a good compost pile requires a lot of nitrogen and it requires a lot of carbon. So the egg container, the cardboard, the paper, that's the carbon you're going to add to your compost pile, and the fresh vegetable scraps, that's your nitrogen. Now, if you're not quite ready to go out and buy yourself a compost bin or a worm farm, you can pick a place in your garden where you can dig a small hole to start composting. I'm going to do it in this little raised garden bed here. I don't recommend that you do that. You see, because composting takes a little bit of time for everything to start to break down. You don't want to be planting little seedlings into this garden bed while all the decomposing is still happening underneath the surface. So make sure you find a spot that you can start your compost pile and just continually add to it over the next few months. Now, the first thing we're going to add to our pile is the carbon or the dry plant matter. Now, what I've got to do that is I've got some old cardboard box and I've got some shredded paper that I brought home from work. Now, this shredded paper is great because what it does is it allows the oxygen to be able to flow through the compost pile and aid in the breakdown process. So we'll add in some of the paper first. Now, personally, I found that a ratio of around about 60-40 works best, meaning 60% of the material you add to your compost pile should be dry and the other 40% should be wet or green, so your kitchen scraps and any cuttings you might take off your vegetable garden. All right, and now we've got our green matter for our nitrogen to go into our compost pile. Add in the greens. And then just a little bit more paper and dry matter on top of that. Might use some of the cardboard as well. And the last thing left to do is just cover that up with the soil that we removed from the ground. This is going to be a great little section of the garden. And it's that simple, guys. It doesn't have to be complicated. Don't get caught up in getting compost bins, worm farms, all these things you think you need to buy when you have everything you need either at home in your backyard or shredded paper from work or an egg container from the kitchen, plus those vegetable scraps. Guys, this is a great way to recycle and limit your green waste while also producing something that's going to help your veggie patch grow. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. Don't forget to like the video and I'll catch you soon.